All right, guys, we're back with the guy that gives us the most views on this channel. You think he's only, you know, one of the best coaches in the world? No, he's also our engagement farmer view. Anyway, Dana Dahlquist back to help both of us this time. We're going to be a lesson with me starting out, and then a lesson with Hannah, and we got some work to do.
Okay.
So we have done really good work already. If you guys haven't seen our 2 previous lessons that we have posted, most of you have by now, but go and have a look at those. And now I started to hit it really good, and now I've got to that little bit of a dip that we all probably experience sometimes, where you kind of feel a little bit lost. So we had to drive back to see you. Yeah, that's kind of where we are.
Yeah, it's been a while too.
It's been, you know what? That's sometimes really good, because you're not getting a phone call unless the player hits it bad, right?
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
So we were panicking a little bit, and actually Hannah hit him up just to be like, hey dude, you need to help Fredrik now. So here we are. I don't want to bother you too much, but
no, you're good. You're good.
Yeah. So we took a couple of videos here, right?
We did. Yeah, I took one down the line and 2 from the front. I mean, look, you look like you got a great golf swing, and I think before, the big thing that was kind of like low-hanging fruit, like if I showed you here, and it's still kind of presenting itself, like you load fine, you're on the low end of the spectrum with rotation to the right.
Yeah. What we notice is that club face gets shut, but it's because, like, I have a very strong grip with a lot of angle at setup, right?
Yep.
But at the top, I get rid of that angle, and I'm like there.
Yeah.
So what I've been, like, I messed around with is trying to use like a swing guide, practice aid, to get more like neutral positions with the wrist so that the club face gets square.
Yeah. What?
It went really well.
It was hard. I'm not saying that it's bad. It was just hard, because like from here to here was good. Then I kind of shot it and gets it across.
Yeah. So you supinated the lead arm.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Which is not, like, in a vacuum, shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there.
Exactly.
So, So generally, strong grip is going to have a different situation where, you don't want that to go into flexion, and you don't want to supinate it.
Yeah.
Like, you want to keep it alone, like leave it alone. The weaker the grip gets, the more flexion you'd have, and then the more pronation you'd put on it.
Exactly.
So it's kind of it's a quasi, like, issue.
Yeah.
But
that's kind of
I think it comes from your lack of rotation that pulls that into the system.
Exactly, because it's felt
start going
weird.
like that.
Yeah, it's felt weird where it's like I'm just trying to feel like I'm hitting a flop shot.
Yeah.
But you're right. Now all of a sudden I haven't turned. I'm just kind of doing it with the hands, and we're back to kind of the old stuff.
Yeah.
Where it's just a lift instead of a proper rotation back.
Yeah. Okay. So what's interesting is your hands are actually in a pretty good spot. They're a little bit narrow.
Mm-hmm.
That's in front of you, but lack of turn. So if I was looking at this picture just in like a 2D aspect, I would have that left arm deeper, bisecting mid-humerus.
Yeah.
Okay. Not doing it by pulling the arm in, because I don't want to ruin the trail shoulder and the trail arm position. And then going back, keep turning, and then we got to load that way, way better, deeper and wider, because that right arm's too narrow.
Yeah. And I feel like that's maybe why the club gets a little bit like that.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is different is your hand path is less in than it was in the past, so that's good. Yeah. And then it comes into you a little bit there.
Yeah.
So that's kind of interesting. Yeah, so it's a little narrow there.
Yeah.
So, like, in theory, that's got to come out
more.
I don't want you to think about rotating the arm
out towards,
because your grip is strong.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. If your grip's weak, you're allowed to rotate it. We're going to harp on the first thing. Don't do that. Okay. So I want you to feel this gets way further to the right. Yep. Like that. Then when you do that, I want this pec, which right now this is protracted.
Yeah.
So this shoulder, I want you to retract that scat back and get this arm to 90 degrees there.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I want you to feel that when you do that. Yep. Okay. We'll start there on like 5 or 6. Cool. So this, in theory, should take away the narrowness in the arm so that you'll create space. Good job. Stand a touch further from the ball, right there. Good. Okay, ready? Go for it. Cool.
Every time I run into an issue, it's just because I kind of don't use the body in the backswing and I just pick it up. I do some weird things. There's literally always comes back to rotation for me.
You do. Okay, I'm going to give you the second piece.
Okay.
Yeah,
Done.
because he fixed that. Okay. So without some lift of your rib cage, so I don't want you to feel like you're lifting at all. Do the same backswing like that.
Yep.
Good, and then from there, land into your left toe, and then go toe to heel, feel your left hip moves out of the way, your right hip stays high.
Okay.
And your trail leg's gonna go internal. So it's toe, heel, that. That's what I want you to feel. Okay, ready?
Yep.
All right, Hannah, you're up. Good job.
Wow, honestly, that took away this feel.
Yeah.
So that's like, I go there, and then also, if I keep that hip high, that means I'm actually turning. Because if I do this, it doesn't stay high, right? So left, it's just a low extension.
There's rib cage lift, and then there's extension.
Oh.
So like the rib cage moving away from the ground is just measured as lift, and then extension's thoracic extension.
Oh. So I was doing a little lift. I'm doing this a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Instead of that's extension.
So if we look here, I'll just show you that picture. Like your thing you do.
Yeah.
Keep it very linear, very simple. Is backstroke, left shoulder moves more to the right. Okay, all that's fine.
Yeah.
That's now more mid-humerus, where the shaft is.
That's incredible.
Right. So, so you're getting your depth from your rotation.
Yeah.
And then the trail scap loads, and that's what widens you out.
Yeah, look at that.
So see how this is much, much wider.
100%.
So when that over flexes this way, you're probably gonna have to lift to get it out, okay? Or it's gonna get behind your rib cage.
Yeah.
Right. So now that it's wide,
and the left wrist is not like that. Like
correct. Yeah. Then from that point, you're somewhat in your landing phase. You're landing towards the ball of your foot. That's your linear piece.
Yeah.
So your lateral. Okay. Then once that lateral is done, you go toe, heel. Notice how your hand path comes more out.
Yeah.
Okay. Then in the long run, the better that you get, this is going to cause separation. So rib cage closed will enable the right arm to work under, okay, which will change the shaft pitch.
Yeah.
And then the toe to heel force is going to pull the hip behind you and then drive your trail leg into internal rotation. So now you're more on top of it.
100%.
And obviously we want your left wrist to work more this way opposed to this way, but we'll get there.
Okay.
Pretty good. So you're not like popping out of it. Let's do a few more like that.
One thing that I really want out of today is, I remember the first lesson we took, you kind of was very direct with me. It's like, we need to get this done in these 2 weeks. And my focus went like, boom, I'm gonna get this done. I need to get screamed at a little bit.
We call it the Elon move, right? You have 2 weeks to fix it, you're fired.
And I like the phases. Like, I was so focused on phase 1 before with my left shoulder, phase 2, or my map.
Yeah.
Even if I'm on the range hitting it bad, I'm still like, I don't care if I hit it bad, even though I probably won't. I'm just gonna get this better.
Yeah.
And then if I do this and I'm not getting better, that's when I panic call you.
That's good. That's something you can commit to.
Yeah. So when the last part, is that literally just getting that with,
Because if it's 2 in front of you, you're gonna pull down on it.
Correct. Yes.
Right?
Here he almost wants to go.
It wants to work that way, which will pitch the shaft over time.
Yes.
If you need to do that.
Yeah.
I mean,
but it's true.
You do need a little bit.
Yeah, because when I swing the best, my feel is like the hands are more behind, so that the only route for them to go is more over the top.
Correct.
Even though they don't go over the top,
Correct.
That's the opposite of like that,
Yeah.
and then
And
fat.
can I give you like one little tidbit for this?
Yeah.
This should mentally enable you to draw the ball without trying to go too lateral, too extended to shift the swing direction to the right.
Yeah.
You're going to try to draw your irons with your angle of attack.
Okay.
So you hitting down
Yeah.
and you swinging, feeling like you're swinging left 2 degrees, but hit down like 4 to 5, ball's going to curve that way. Okay.
Okay.
If you get too shallow, like 3,
Yeah.
ball's going to stop curving to the left.
Okay.
Then you're going to start swinging too far right.
Yeah.
So land, arms come out, yep, and then left, yep. Do that like somewhat slower, just kind of overdone. Exactly. See how the spin axis was left? Just slightly?
That was pure.
Yeah, it's perfect. As expected. Okay, let's take a look.
You work with one of the best in the world, I guess.
But you got to keep it simple.
Yeah.
So like your first phase, money,
Oh, wow. Yeah.
right? So we can argue the fact, like, is that too much? Whatever, we'll keep an eye on it. But I think your trail arm is what was changing the face.
That
So your
makes
right arm in
sense.
front kind of goes this way.
Yeah, yeah. Because this is here, like, yeah, I don't want to do that. It's gonna do that.
You're trying to create
Yeah,
torque.
exactly.
Yeah, so you're torquing the shaft.
So it's okay.
Yeah. So that fixes the face. And then from here, the hand path shifting out, hopefully left hip gets a little more open. You got a little more room.
Much more room. And it rotates around with me.
Yeah. Better
not-
face,
yeah.
better exit. Got to do a little more. So I think like that lower body, you need to connect that you boom and then you go boom really, really early.
Okay.
Like really early.
Like really get it to go
Yep.
left. Okay.
Yep. So it's almost happening before you get to the top. So you load it up there and it's already going, yep, keep going.
Yeah, that gets like kind of slingshots the
Uh-huh.
arms,
Right.
right?
Just kind of mapped, overdone.
Yeah. Oh.
Different,
What was that?
different. Keep going.
I didn't even hit that shot. You know, before I'm like hitting it with my arms,
Yeah.
there was like,
Yeah.
okay. Okay. We're looking at that or what?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
because that was way different.
Yeah, that was way different.
So you're responding to where that pressure goes.
Yeah.
Okay. That pressure's getting there because your body's making it go there. I just covered my ass on that one so that
Yeah.
we don't have an internet fight.
Yeah.
But
No one has argued yet.
the problem is we say things in semantics.
Yeah.
And you get the point, but then people start chirping like it because they want to have a voice. But whatever. Got it?
I wouldn't argue against you. So
Okay.
If someone is brave enough, all credit to them.
So this is already in transition. This is the start of the early interval of the transition is lead arm parallel. Top is like just before that.
Yeah.
You're already starting to kick in horizontal torque, which is your knees squaring, hands came more out.
Yeah.
So that's the first victory. Now, obviously from here, that's going to start heading that way, right? Because you have more room.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Because the hands are moving in this direction, where's the center mass of the club go?
Back.
Back.
Yeah.
And then left hips moving left, right hips covering, boom.
I never, like that's almost the move where you can actually see my left arm instead of it being here.
Correct.
And like if I look, it's that DJ image that we're gonna put it right here because that's what we had in the last video where the arms are out away and the club is here. I'm still a little bit here, but that's way closer where
So-
the body is opening.
So the argument that we could have, and it's not invalid, is that the right arm getting behind the body is because of hyper rotation. It can be, but where your hands were was making that happen. So we can argue that, like, yeah, if you were narrow like this, you better not rotate because you're just going to hit a wiper, right? So if you get this better, that gets better. So that's in a better spot, and then the hands can work more left, and then we can fix the face later. But see, the exit's much more low.
One thing that I've always tried to feel, and it's been an issue, but some days I have it. That's where exactly the move where I get to like start the body before the top of the backswing, and it feels so good because that's for me, it feels like I'm truly hitting it with my pivot and not
Sure.
the hands.
Sure.
Because before it's always so handsy. I have to figure out where the low point is. I have to figure out kind of where the club face is. When I get this right, it's
Yeah.
like I can't do anything with hands and arms.
Yeah. Well, your kinetics are like really high level with your short game.
Yeah.
That's where it all comes from.
Okay.
You just have to flip it.
A little bit late there, but still felt really good.
I feel like you do it and you pull the ball left like 30 yards
Okay. With the path or face?
with the path.
With the path.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nice try.
How about 3 yards?
So this is what I would do from an external point of view. Like, okay, we just covered what needs to happen and we satisfied, in my opinion, the level of understanding of what you have to do. The big secret, and every player at your caliber runs into this situation, it's like, I still have to have target acquisition, right? So when we get on the range and it's so open, 100 yards from this side to this side or 150 from this side, we lose kind of sight of that. So the external feel would be when you get home, put a intermediate target in front of you and literally start feeling like you're coming over it and starting it a little bit left. Then get rid of the overdraw, which is going to be coming from the face wanting to do this.
Yeah.
And it'll start going into more of a layback position.
Exactly, and that's the release where instead of that happening, I do more of this.
More that way. Yeah, correct.
So it's like holding the face, not holding the face off like that.
No.
It's more of the release is going more like this.
Yeah. I mean, unless you want to flight it, but like,
Yeah,
yes.
Okay, so I would have an intermediate target.
Yep.
And my feel now is to get the ball to start left of that with, thanks to what I'm doing with the body, right?
Correct. And how much of that can you do?
Yeah. That's good because like when I've hit it the best the last couple of weeks, I put an alignment stick here.
Good.
And I wanted to start it left of it.
Good.
But I did it not with the pivot, maybe a little bit with the pivot, but it was more like I had to throw my arms out.
Right.
Like.
Right.
But now I can do it with actually the rotation and the pivot, I think. That's really difficult, we'll see. But that's the feel. Here, across.
There. Yeah.
It goes.
Yes, please. You're going to do that.
Okay.
Whatever that was. Great job. You did it.
Okay, we'll do it again. But that's my go-to every day on the range feel, right?
Yeah, it actually was pretty good.
Okay, it was?
Yeah, look at this. See here?
Yeah.
See the hands?
Yeah, they actually try to go out. Yeah, look.
Hips are already open.
Yeah. This is where they need to keep more left, right?
They do. Yeah, keep getting into your left heel.
Yeah.
But you got more space. So like that torque did get there.
Yeah.
It just did it a little late.
Yeah.
But then that's better.
It did hit the left side of the stick.
It did hit the left side, yeah. 100%. Well, that's why it deflected that way.
That's right, yeah. Okay.
Let's do that again.
Do that again, yeah.
Yep, super early. Very nice. Okay, let's see where we're at. And then we're gonna run your 3D again on it.
Okay. Stand a little close to it, yeah. That's why
Yeah.
borderline.
Beautiful there.
Okay.
Better there.
Yeah.
That's very neutral.
Yeah.
Way better there.
Yeah, look. Yeah, nice.
Pretty good. So I want this to keep contributing in the long run.
So it's more than right hip higher through, right?
It's, yeah, and this more internal, and this foot coming up. I want more Xander Schauffele with your right leg.
We saw him yesterday.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, at the forums.
Yeah, more of that.
He's a small guy. 188 ball speed. Is that true, you think?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It gotta work out.
Yeah,
right?
he's small.
It's small.
Hi,
guy.
Xander.
No, but I saw him and I was like, holy S word. That's Xander.
Yeah.
And I said, he's a Lego guy.
He's gonna hear this, and he's gonna say,
Oh, no,
really,
he's
Dana?
gonna hear this.
Really, Dana?
That was nice.
Okay, so let's take a look at this, and I'm going to run kind of a interesting conversation. So this is your P3 now. So
much better.
Yeah, 70 degrees. So your barrier to entry and rotation is gone.
Okay.
You're to the right 2 inches at this point, which is kind of what you want.
Okay.
Yeah, so don't think that this needs to be 0.
Okay.
Adam Scott with a driver is almost 3 inches to the right.
Okay.
Let me explain.
Then it
why.
recenters, right? Yeah.
Right. Well, what's interesting is Adam sets up with both centers on top of each other, but he's got tilt. Some people, Victor Hovland, sets up with more apart and tilt.
Okay.
So Victor doesn't go any more right than this.
No,
he's already here, and then his center of mass is more right.
Yeah.
So Adam drawing the ball, they're more on top, even though he's got a lot of tilt.
Okay.
Then, in order to power it, because he doesn't just turn from here, he wouldn't hit it anywhere.
Yeah.
He loads it to the right and then recenters it. So like there's all these different little patterns.
That's called Dana dynamics.
Yeah, true.
Okay, because I had to put another video on the screen here. A couple of days in a row, I swung it at like 127. I don't know what the heck happened, but I was moving exactly and recentering, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have conquered golf. Then it went away, but we're gonna get back to that. That's called Dana dynamics.
Well, so the argument, like in your level of golf, which is on the tour, there's like, do you hit it far enough? Okay, you do. We don't need to talk about it.
Okay.
But if you don't hit it far enough, and you're like, hey, I want to go like really fast, like 190 ball speed, which is where things are going.
Yeah.
I mean, there's 5 guys at the tournament right now. Jake averages that on the range.
That's unbelievable.
So do you have to do that in play? No, but it gives you options to flight a driver if you want to and hit down on it and do all those things, because you are able, standard deviation, to hit it high and far.
Yeah.
So, but if you just live on level and not fast, you're going to get ran over at some point.
Mm-hmm.
So, any event, that gives you options. Now,
especially at the desert.
Yeah, for sure. So understanding that I can move this around athletically without ruining geometry is kind of the argument.
Yeah.
Right? So I think I've said that a million times, but once again, what are we doing? We're covering my butt.
You can move.
Yes.
You don't have to be stacked.
Yeah. Okay, so here we are, and already a couple things, like at P2, that's already wider, right? This could turn like 2 more degrees.
Okay.
But you're already recentering the system by P3. See, it's starting to head back.
Yeah.
So that's a good move. You left arm's a lot higher. You can see your left arm's higher, and you've recentered everything.
Sick.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Pelvis could go down more.
Okay.
So I'd like to see that like 1.5.
Okay.
So as you're doing this, start slamming more down and left.
Into the toes.
Toe.
Or, yep. Left toes.
Pretty good separation.
For me, yes. Like that left arm is normally, hands are normally even closer to my body there.
Yeah. And trending.
Yeah. Boom.
Pretty good, my man. That's what you got to do.
Okay, so let's run the map, right? That's what we're calling it.
Yep.
These are the fields. If I say it wrong, let me know.
Nope,
okay.
You're good.
Setup is a little bit further away from the ball.
Yep.
And then this left shoulder is gonna go more across.
Yep.
This way, and then with the combination of this right arm and pec moving more behind me.
Stretching.
Stretching.
Yeah.
Out that way and towards the target.
Yeah.
Right? Now, before even the arms reach the top of the backswing, I low down into the left toe.
Yep.
And then I start rotating, feeling like this right hip is high and that the left butt cheek goes straight back, not lateral, right?
Correct.
And I feel like I'm swinging more left and that the hands are
Correct.
ending up more to the left.
Correct.
I start hitting it left of this stick. When I get tired of overhooking it, or if I overhook it too much, and only at that point, we start looking at the release, having a little bit less roll of the club face.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah. It'll start going through a layback phase.
Exactly. So like less that way
Yeah.
and more that way.
Correct.
Where the logo of the glove points towards my head at the top.
Correct. And
I got that.
And you draw it with a down. So when you get on, you know, your launch monitor,
Wait.
that's what you do.
Wait, we gotta plug it. Come on, look at this. I got a new toy.
Oh, there you go.
And we probably have announced it. Maybe this will be the announcement video, but Hannah and I just signed a multi-year deal with Foresight.
That's a great product.
Look at that. So this is the new Max.
I like it.
Yeah. So now I can be even more involved with Dana and actually send him the data.
Do you know how to turn it on?
I do. It's up here, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Right there, boom. Okay, so that is my lesson. I know exactly what I need to work on. The coolest thing about Dana is not that he works with Bryson, Dechambeau, Fredrik, Hannah Gregg, you know. It's that you actually can get access to work with him here in LA, right?
Most of the time.
Most of the time. If you write him a really nice email, how do they contact you?
Yeah, pretty much. Or on Instagram.
On Instagram,
I mean,
send a DM.
Yeah, God, it's busy.
If you ever see him, he's one of the coolest guys ever. And whenever I win a tournament this year, it's going to be a lot thanks to this guy. So I appreciate you, my man.
It has nothing to do with the amount of work you put in on the range and all that kind of stuff.
We didn't do that much work.
We didn't do that much. I didn't have to hit that many shots. That's it, guys. Make sure that you like and please subscribe. Please. We're trying to grow this channel, all right? This video will get a lot of views because Dana is in it. And stay tuned for Hannah's lesson because that's coming up next. See you in the next one.